Can I talk about what I found on the New York Times website now?
You've set up this alternate Google alert for yourself. Thorne with an E whipped her false lover.
Jordan, I did not set up an alert. You are taking this way too far. I searched one time just to fill in the holes.
Okay.
Just so I would know what I missed with my regular Google alerts. I'm
sorry I made you sound like an egomaniacal geek.
Man, we all do that shit.
Okay. So what I got was I clicked through to the New York Times website, and it just said PDF of this article is available. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay. So I clicked on the PDF of the article. This is the article. The date is in 1887. I'm just going to read the article. It's a pretty short article. The headline in all caps with a period at the end is "Whipped Her False Lover." The subheadline is "Jesse Thorne Gets a Lashing in a Jersey City Street." Okay, Mary Ellingsworth, a 19-year-old blonde of 104.5 Storm Avenue, Jersey City, figures in a horsewhipping incident. She came from Glasgow 2 years ago and sought her aunt in Brooklyn, but learned from a Long Island Railroad brakeman that she had gone west. Miss Ellingsworth found employment as a saleswoman in New York and took board at the residence of Miss Dara on Storm Avenue. She became acquainted with Jesse Thorne. Now, this is Jesse Thorne with an E. I don't want people to think that this is literally me, Jesse Thorne. This is Jesse Thorne with an E. And they finally became engaged. The wedding was fixed for next Sunday. Last Saturday night, Thorne met his sweetheart and asked that the engagement be broken. He had no money to support a wife, he said. There was a flood of tears, but the girl finally consented, and Thorne went away happy. Okay, second paragraph. The New York Times.
Oh my God!
This is a historical article from the New York Times.
I guess it seems like newspaper writing has changed a lot. Yes. It seems like it's just recounting the thing beat for beat.
This really, you know what this reads like? This reads like nothing more than just an elementary school newspaper with more hyphens in it.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Storm Avenue, which for some reason has a hyphen, and New York, which has a hyphen. I don't know why that is hyphenated. Okay.
New York, capital G.
Exactly. Okay. Sunday night, when Miss Dara and Miss Ellingsworth were returning from church.
This is positively ribald.
I know. They saw Thorne walking down Bergen Avenue with a young lady on his arm.
Ooh.
They saw him kiss her at the gate and heard him promise to meet her Tuesday evening.
Wow.
The plot is thickening, gentlemen. The plot is thickening.
Back in that day, to kiss someone and then promise to meet them Tuesday in public was just basically public sex.
Exactly. Anal sex, specifically.
Public anal sex.
On Tuesday evening, Miss Ellingsworth armed herself with a rawhide, repaired to the trysting place of the two lovers, and presently saw her released suitor walking up the street. She met him halfway and, drawing the rawhide from under her cloak, laid it vigorously about him.
Oh, man. Nothing's better than this.
He fled with her in pursuit, but finally managed to elude her.
What? Why was this in the newspaper?
Well, I think we're about to learn why this was in the newspaper. Third paragraph. The affair has caused considerable gossip on the heights. Miss Ellingsworth says she would not have cared for the breaking of the engagement if her consent had not been obtained by false pretenses. She had ordered her wedding outfit, and that made her feel a great deal worse. My God.
Man, that is fantastic.
Isn't that unfucking believable?
That is really good.
That is what Jesse Thornes were doing in the 19th century. Mm-hmm. They were dumping their fiancés to go on a date. They say they're dumping their fiancés because they're not in a financial position to be married. Actually, they just want to go on a date. But if you ask me, Miss Ellingsworth's going to catch them and lay about them with a rawhide.
Who whipped that motorcycle?
Yeah, what was that motorcycle all about? Yeah, holy mackerel.
Oh, man. Yeah, that was fantastic. That's just basically as funny and old time as you can hope for a thing to be.
Holy shit, right?
Yeah, to Google search your name and have that pop up.
Can you imagine if you searched for Jasper Redd spelled R-E-D instead of R-E-D-D? And it turned out that in the 19th century, there was a Jasper Redd who was laid about with a rawhide.
I may have to change that to my introduction, though.
Yeah. Our next comic coming to this stage in the 19th century.
You may have seen him on Comedy Central or in the 19th century.
Being laid about with a rawhide by Miss Ellingsworth.
Like, oh, I remember that.
She had ordered her wedding outfit, and that made her a great deal worse. Put your hands together. Oh, man. I wish I was alive in the 19th century.
Sounds really great.
Yeah, there was a lot of poop on the street, garbage. There was people who went around collecting metal.
Anything could be in the newspaper.
Yeah, boy. Anything could be in, not just any newspaper. The New York Times, the Gray Lady. Do you think this was on the page called Gossip in the Heights?
It's probably under elections.
Holy mackerel. Do you think she was able to find a new beau?
You know what? I think Miss Ellingsworth's going to be okay. I don't think we have to worry about her.
Wow.
Also what's funny about that is that the rawhide beating was premeditated. Like, it wasn't just an in-the-moment thing.
Yeah.
Like, she sees him with the guy. She happens to be holding a rawhide, but she planned it out. It's like, well, I'll go there, and then I will beat him with this, which is...
I wonder if Miss Dara didn't have any, like, advice for Miss Ellingsworth. Because I would think that the boarding house woman would be like, "Hey, now don't lay about this gentleman with a rawhide.
When she was
you may be sent back to Edinburgh."
And she was, she's just a 19-year-old transplant.
No, she's
New
only
York.
been in the United States for 2 years.
I'm sure it wasn't even her. She probably had to get the rawhide from someone.
Yeah,
I bet it was actually Miss Dara's rawhide. She seems like an instigator to me.
I bet there was a lot of rawhides around Jersey City at the time.
Yeah,
I think Jersey City was rawhide country back then.
like maybe she got a promotional rawhide from somewhere.
Yeah,
for
like
free.
they give them out like for certs, you know? The only rawhide with Retson.
Wrigley's Spearmint.
Yeah.
The rawhide jingles.
Yeah, exactly. Sure, you know what we're talking about, Jasper.
Yeah, dude.
When it comes to rawhides, the 19th century,
Wicked
Jersey
good.
City.
If any of us were musical, we should probably make up the local rawhide salesman jingle, but we're not.
But we're not going to. Yeah, I think we will. I think we should. How does it go?
Remix.
Jersey City rawhide.
For all your rawhide needs.
Laid
That's
about with a rawhide in the city streets.
Cannon.
Jasper seems to believe that this song is going on our mixtape, which is hosted by celebrity DJ Don Cannon. Cannon.
Cannon.
It probably will. It probably will.
Rawhide. Cannon.